and this nomination is confirmed.
So, just another random birthing person on the court. Don't celebrate Kentanji Brown Jackson's confirmation as being the first black female. No. You don't get to celebrate female or anything else when people can just identify as whatever the hell they want to. Don't think so. Welcome back to the show. Dana Loesch here with you. That was the vice president announcing how Kentanji Brown Jackson, 53-47, has been confirmed as an associate justice of the Supreme Court, replacing retiring Justice Breyer. Mitt Romney, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins all voted with Democrats. Mitt Romney voted for Kentanji Brown Jackson. Mitt Romney is a modern-day Pharisees. Dum, 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 dum. Sorry, I just really like that South Park song. Just saying. He's a modern-day Pharisees. I have zero respect for Mitt Romney. I think that he puts on a really good face, but I think he's petty. I think people got mad and they said Trump was petty. Y'all don't know petty until you've dealt with Mitt Romney. I speak from personal experience. So, the time's passed. It's past now. We got to put it on a stinger. So, I mean, it's just a random birthing person, right? I'm sure she's going to recuse herself from any case that may come before SCOTUS relating to sex, and she's incapable of defining women, right? I'm pretty sure. So I'm positive. Oh, well, maybe she'll be. I don't know. The left is very situational in terms of how they try to define. I feel bad for women's sports. The thing that gets me about Mitt Romney, and we were talking about this quote that Chad Pergram had from him, where he was saying, well, she's mainstream, and we're not talking about ideology, we're talking about qualifications. But you have to understand that that recognizing established law is part of that's mainstream. And she absolutely does have an ideology. She was saying that throughout this whole thing, she didn't have an ideology or any kind of judicial philosophy, which I call BS. Harmeet Dillon had written a great piece over at New York Post specifically about Kentanji Brown Jackson's judicial philosophy. She kept saying that, oh, no, I actually have a methodology. Well, it's just a basic methodology that every single justice uses. But she absolutely has a philosophical lens through which she adjudicates these cases. And the fact that she wouldn't even define what a woman is proof of that. The fact that she couldn't even articulate, her thoughts on natural rights as opposed to civil rights is proof of that. Her philosophy on restorative justice is proof of that. That's all proof of her judicial philosophy. And so she kept trying to make the case. Every time she kept pushing that she doesn't have a judicial philosophy, she actually would prove it with her answers. And so there was a really good response to her. And this was also, I'm pulling this up. This was also noted in a piece by Mark Moore when they were talking about court packing and everything. Jennifer Mascott is a law school professor at the Antonin Scalia Law School. And she was saying that Kentanji Brown Jackson just disregards the traditional legal frameworks of textualism and originalism. And how she actually looks to how she was writing, because her answers were really curious. And she would say she was giving, as Dylan notes, she gives lip service to originalism. She gives lip service to textualism. But as Mascott noted, she actually relies on the public meaning of laws in deciding cases. I mean, this is just, it doesn't change it doesn't make the court lean. It doesn't make it a leftist court. It does because the court still leans conservative, but that's not the point. As I said before we went to break, the Supreme Court is as conservative as the most conservative member. It is as left as the most leftist member, and it has gone decidedly further left as a result of today's confirmation that was in part aided by Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney just wanted to stick it to Republicans. That's what he did. I read his excuses. I was reading his weak justifications as to why he wanted to vote for her. And he was doing it as a way, he has no other way to assert his power. This is a guy who don't mistake. He tries to wrap it up in, all of this religious posturing, this pharisaical religious posturing. He tries to wrap it up in that. But, in reality, he is as petty as the people that he criticizes, if not more so. I'll have to tell you, I don't ever recall Donald Trump trying to go off and get a contributor removed from a cable news network or to cause problems for a contributor at a cable news network because they didn't like any kind of criticisms. Gosh, he hired somebody who called him a giant racist, someone who repeatedly said on CNN that he was a racist. He hired that person as his spokesperson towards the end of his presidency. Whereas Mitt Romney, I'll never forget, I just criticized him over healthcare law, and Mitt Romney was trying to cause all kinds of problems for me at CNN. That's just my experience. I've heard a lot of other stuff from other people too, whether it was on television or editorials. So, there's a difference. All of his criticisms of Trump, he's one of the pettiest politicians out there. And he doesn't have any influence anymore within the Republican Party. He is as ambitious as Hillary Clinton.